If the Oscars was hosted with someone with a very hard left political views and is really obsessive with memes.
Hello, I am Elijah Wells. You are going to anticipate one of the most shocking and one of the most surprising Oscars of all time. I will speak for the people, I will speak for the memes, and I will speak for the bleach. Remember, last year was the dankest award known to man, mainly because the envelope, it came off against the Trump's fascist regime, and it helped when you know the power of the bleach. And prepare yourself, you're about to listen to me go through one of the biggest shockers that isn't the envelope gate. And bye, comrades.
Yeah, I am not kidding. This one is a bit of a shock, to be honest. Because Best Picture is Shape of Water. It did the Crash Dash Birdman, where it pretty much beat the frontrunner. Crash, which beat Brokeback Mountain, and Birdman beat Boyhood. I was so convinced Boyhood was going to win, despite the fact I only saw Birdman and had little hope it was going to win. Then, out of the blue, Birdman won. And of course, Shape of Water went on top of 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. And like Screen Junkie said, it's going to be a fish banging movie. Yeah. And Best Actress goes to Frances McDormand for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah, I thought today, like, what if 3 billboards was a spiritual sequel to Fargo? Think about it, Tasman. Frances McDormand was pregnant during the shoot of Fargo. Fargo is based in Minnesota, and 3 billboards outside in Missouri is of course based in Missouri. Both states begin with M, and come to think of it, it could be a spiritual sequel. Best Actor goes to Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. Yeah, when he plays Winston Churchill. It's obviously he is the front runner. Let's think about it. I think, exception of last year, he is the front runner. Supporting actress goes to Alicia Jennings for I, Tonya, where she plays a pretty abusive mother to Tonya Harding. Supporting actor goes to Sam Rockwell for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, where he plays a racist cop, while Woody Harrelson, also in the same movie, plays a less racist cop. Best Director is Guillermo del Toro for Pan's Labyrinth. To be honest, not to burst your bubble or anything, I prefer Pan's Labyrinth to Shape of Water. It's just my thing, to be honest, not to rub it into your face a bit. And adapted screenplay is Call Me By Your Name by James Avery, who's now broken the record for being the oldest person alive to win an Oscar after Christopher Plummer when he was 88. He's now 89. I think he was 87, Christopher Plummer, when he won for Beginners. Yeah. Original screenplay, Get Out! Yeah, of course I got a film in my bedroom. It is a very spooky movie with drip brain transplants and a deer and white privileges. Yeah, I was surprised to hear in a recent interview that he's more interested to do directing rather than acting, since he enjoys it more. And that he was even offered one time Akira, but he turned it down to do something original. He would have done a good job with Akira. Just saying. A best foreign film is Fantastic Woman from Chile, where it's a transgender singer who gets hate mail on a constant rate and pretty much has to deal around with it. I am so surprised this won over Square, a film from Sweden which comes out like 2 weeks time in Britain, where it involves around a man who owns a museum in Stockholm and he begins to question his life after he's been a victim of theft. And as a half nude man imitating a gorilla. Talk about irony. From the writers of Let It Go, can't hold it back anymore. Remember me from Coco, it has won the Oscar. My singing is not up to scratch, but I get it. Yeah, Remember Me from Coco won. Best score, Alexandre Desplat for Shape of Water, which is now his second Oscar after the, I think his more memorable score, to be a bit more honest, Grand Budapest Hotel. I am not trash talking Shape of Water in any way, or dissing on it. It's just, I think Guillermo del Toro, I think I prefer his other film, Grand Budapest Hotel, well, his other score, and I prefer Guillermo del Toro's other movie, Pan's Labyrinth. Animated feature, duh, Coco, duh. You have Boss Baby, I think is a movie that no one really cared about, to be honest. Breadwinner, which comes out May. I heard it's really good. It's about a girl who has to disguise as a boy during the Taliban regime in Afghanistan. Ferdinand, my mom liked it. She's the only person I know that watched it. Loving Vincent, I heard I got good reviews, but it just came out on DVD just recently. I swear it came out like 2 or 3 months ago, and just came out on DVD just yesterday. You know, when I checked in Tesco's. Documentary go to Icarus. I think that's how you pronounce that. Best cinematography, Roger Deakins for Blade Runner 2049. After 14 or so nominations for Sam Mendes' movies, the Coen Brothers movies, and Denis Villeneuve movies, this time it is, I think it's his 3rd nomination after Prisoners and Sicario. He's been nominated for, I think now 15th time for Blade Runner 2049, and he's now fully deserved it. Costume design is Mark Bridges, Phantom Thread. Okay, let's be honest, this movie's about costume design, and it's Daniel Day-Lewis's final film, so it's going to go for the costumes. Best makeup goes to Darkest Hour, where Gary Oldman portrays Winston Churchill, Britain's Prime Minister during the latter half of World War II. Best production design is Shape of Water, which again I really do love the designs, especially how Cold War is like, especially sets of Baltimore and her apartment where Sally Hawkins' character lives. Best visual effects, Blade Runner 2049. Yep, it carries the beauty of the original, not the architectural beauty. Since if you remember, if you watch Blade Runner, don't care what cut you have, the director's cut, final cut, or extended cut, or whatever, you can agree that the visuals kind of feel really man-made. They really put a lot of effort into the architectural part. Well, I think this time they relied half of CG and practical, and it feels like it's still there, the practical handmadeness of it, and it's so architectural, just like the original. Best editing goes to Dunkirk. Yeah, for a moment I thought it was going to be Baby Driver, since that won a BAFTA for his editing. I also thought that's going to win, but it's Dunkirk by Lee Smith, who previously edited mainly Christopher Nolan movies. Sound mixing and sound editing, since again, like I've mentioned in my nomination videos, they're both virtually the same. Dunkirk, just to save time. It was an easy win for Dunkirk, and there you have it, the Oscars of 2018. Now we'll wait for a little bit earlier, since this year got delayed due to the Winter Olympics. But now, time to wait for one more year.